Just before we get into this video, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, the links are here. And if you also want to support me on Patreon as well and help out my channel, that would be absolutely awesome as well. But let's get on with the video. Hey guys, it is Wingy here and welcome to the Q&A that I promised a while ago. And I'm finally getting around to doing it now. So with this Q&A, as always, I'm going to go through the comment section on that video and answer every single question that I get. However, there will be two exceptions where I don't. Firstly, I mean, I've seen already that some people have asked the same questions, so I'm only going to answer it once because I don't need to answer it more than once. And also probably because I would have answered it before in a different Q&A or a different video of mine. I know there's a few examples that I've seen already, so if your question doesn't get answered, probably because I've already answered it somewhere else. But without further ado, let's get into it. How much of Blake 7 have you seen and which character is your favourite from the series? It actually says that, I'm not just saying that because I'm a retard. I've seen all of Blake 7. I've got series 1 to 4 literally right there, so yeah, all of it. Favourite character? It's got to be Avon. I absolutely love Avon, but Servalan is a close second. Do you like Turlo and Amy as they are in your race of gingers? Well then, I like them both. I don't love them. I think they're fairly standard companions. How do us Whovian weirdos get girlfriends? Hey, there's Whovian weirdos that are girls as well. But trust me, it can happen. I've recently had a relationship and Doctor Who wasn't the reason why it ended. But yeah, no, it is possible. Just sort of be yourself and be confident. And Tinder, try that. Want to chat to a Big Finish sound designer? I know one. Yeah, I'd like to. Jaffa cake, a cake or a biscuit? Controversial opinion here. I couldn't give two fucks about Jaffa cakes. I cannot stand them. However, they're a cake. Do you like Sherlock? Yes, I do. First two series are great. Series 3, okay. Series 4, crap. But overall, I like it. Do you watch Lucifer? And if so, what are your thoughts on its cancellation and the campaign to save it? I haven't seen it yet. However, for Christmas, I did get the first series as a box set. So I'm going to watch it and see if I like it. But, I mean, if it's good, then yeah, I want it back. But if I don't, then I couldn't give a shit. What's your opinion on the lack of a ginger doctor? Where's my fucking representation? Do you know what I mean? No, I'm not asked. As long as the actor that plays the doctor is good, I'm not bothered. How much would somebody have to pay you to eat a raw onion? Mate, if it got views, I'd fucking do it for free. I've already sort of answered this one in the comments, but I'm going to come back and mention it as well. Would you consider doing some sort of informal fan meetup? Would love to sit in a pub with you and other Who nerds just to have a pint and shit all over Hellbent with people who actually know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that is something that people have mentioned to me a few times, but I don't really know how that would work because I know that obviously I'm up north. I don't know where everybody else is. Be a bit weird finding a place. I don't want loads of people traveling like miles and miles and paying loads of money to get to certain places. I don't know. Logistically, if it's possible, I'll try and figure something out, but I don't know. I'd like to do it though. What are your favourite genres of music? Typically I love hip hop, but I like quite a lot of other stuff as well. I mean, I love 80s music. I like a bit of rock. What are your thoughts on the direction Doctor Who could be taking next? I don't know. I've always wanted a more vulnerable Doctor for a while, and I think we've got that with Capaldi, but I'd love to see a Doctor that loses more. Also, I think it'd be really cool if, they kind of did this in Series 1, but I'd love to see the Doctor and companion go wherever. They do what they need to do, and then they come back, and it's just a complete and utter dystopian future, and it's because of them. Again, it did sort of happen in Series 1 with the Platform 1, Satellite 5 thing, but I don't know, something like that. That's what I'd like to see. What are your favourite things to do in London? Go to the pub, same as any other place. Favourite MCU film? Do you know what? I'm going to have to say the first Avengers, just because of how big of a moment it actually was. Favourite Doctor Who episode of all time? The Hand of Fear. It was my first classic Doctor Who story that I ever saw, and it's not the best, I know, but it introduced me to my favourite Doctor companion, and has a great villain as well, actually. Most anticipated film for 2019? Avengers 4. Gotta be. There's like literally nothing else out next year that will pique my interest as much as that. Loki or Thanos? Bring me Thanos. I'm actually wearing Thanos socks. I don't know if you can kind of see him, but yeah, Thanos. The Office or Parks and Recreation? Don't like either of them. Spaghetti or lasagna? I love them both, but spaghetti edges it. Batman or Spider-Man? Oh no, that's unfair because Batman's my favourite DC hero. Spider-Man's my favourite Marvel hero. I'm gonna have to edge it towards Spider-Man just because I relate to him more. Blink or Midnight? I'm gonna go with Blink. Left or right Twix? Have them both. Treat yourself. Dogs or cats? I mean, cats are arseholes, so it's gonna have to be dogs, innit? Doritos or Cheetos? I do like Cheetos, but come on, it's Doritos. You can't beat a Dorito, can you? What was your favourite cartoon growing up, and do you still love it now? Well, I went through a variety of phases with different cartoons that I loved. I mean, I loved the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon animes. SpongeBob was always a big one for me. Ed, Edd and Eddy. I mean, I still watch cartoons now. So, Family Guy. Family Guy's in there as well, as is South Park. The Simpsons, I used to love as a kid, not anymore, but all the others, Yeah, I still like them now. What are your thoughts on these Only Fools and Horses episodes? Alright, okay, so you've literally listed pretty much the majority of Only Fools and Horses here. From looking through it, there isn't a single bad one. I mean, I pretty much love all of Only Fools and Horses, so I like them all. Do you have any Target books? I do. I have a few. I got the Seeds of Doom. I've got a William Hartnell one. I can't remember which one it is now. I think it might be Marco Polo. And I've got a few others knocking about somewhere as well. I think there's some down there. I don't know, but I have got a few, yeah. Custard Cream or Bourbon? Bourbon. What do you think of the sequels to Noughts and Crosses? Not as good as the original, but they're still pretty good. Thoughts on Blur? Not as good as Oasis, but they're alright. How many Nymons have you seen today? 78. What's the weather like? It's quite sunny actually. I mean, England are playing later, hence this, against Costa Rica. So that'll date this video, but yeah, no, the weather's alright today. Thoughts on crime shows apart from Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes? I really love A Touch of Frost. I don't know, I grew up watching it, and I remember watching the last episode, and I was like, oh no. If you've seen it, you'll know why. Luther, that's another great one. Scott and Bailey's okay as well. That's about it. What's the most embarrassing thing to happen to you? Oh, how long have you got? I know exactly what it is, but I'm not going to say it because there's embarrassing and then there's embarrassing. So yeah, that one I'm not going to answer. Which 8th Doctor audios do you prefer, Charlie era or Lucy era? I prefer the Lucy era, but then again, I really like Sheridan Smith. So that's probably why. Political views. Not really a political person. I mean, I'm not someone who's just like, oh, what's Trump done now? Or what's Theresa May done now? You know, I'm not fucking bothered. When it comes to like elections and stuff, I'll read the manifestos of all the parties, and whichever one I agree with, I'll vote for them. It's not like a football team where I'm just like, right, okay, I'm going to support this team now and that's it. It's a simple case of who's got the best policies that suit me, and that's how I approach it. And I think everybody should approach it, because nowadays everybody wears like badges of honours, like, oh my god, I'm a Tory, oh my god, I'm a Labour supporter. Like, vote for who you think is best personally. That's it. Semi-skimmed, skimmed, full fat or other. I don't really drink milk now, but I like full fat, blue cap. Best one. Liam or Noel? I don't know. Noel's last album was pretty crap, and I love Liam's last album, but Noel is the genius behind a lot of Oasis songs in terms of writing them. But would they be as successful if it wasn't for Liam's voice? I don't know. I don't know. It's impossible to decide. Thoughts on Red Dwarf? Love it. Have you seen Quatermass, the original British sci-fi series, and also the film versions made by Hammer, and what did you think of them? I haven't, no, but I've heard good things. Have you also seen classic 60s TV shows such as Lost in Space and Land of the Giants? No. However, recently Lost in Space was recommended to me, and I think it's coming back as well on Netflix. I could be wrong on that. It might be something else. They're definitely stuff that I want to get into. Are you gay? No. Sorry to disappoint, but no. What do you think of James Corden on Who? I like Craig. I thought he was good. I mean, Closing Time was a garbage episode, but I actually quite like The Lodger. I thought it was quite an underrated episode. Ranking the MCU vid? I mean, probably at some point. And then these next two questions that you ask, what do you think of the future is like for the MCU? What are your views on the X-Men revamp and a possible collaboration with the Avengers? Those are actually topics that we're going to be talking about on the podcast. Now, I should just pause here and just say about the podcast, it has been put back by a few weeks because of stuff that's been going on that I'm not really going to get into, but those are definitely stuff that we'll be talking about on the podcast, so I don't really just want to give like a quick sort of, oh, I think this will happen, blah blah blah. We're going to be more in depth with it on the podcast, so stick around and you'll definitely get your answer to those questions soon. Classic or modern Doctor Who? What do you think? Classic, obviously. No, New Who is good, but it varies in quality. Then again, so does Classic Era. But no, I think Classic Era of Doctor Who, there's just something about it that's more special to me. Do you watch the Catherine Tate show? I used to, but not anymore. I've got the DVDs lying around somewhere. What's your favourite Doctor Who figure or set? I mean, the 11 Doctors set, when that came out, that was a big thing for me. You know, getting all these different variants of each of the Doctors, so that was pretty cool. What's your view on the Cybermen from Series 2? Did you like their new origin story in general? What did you think of their design and introduction? Also, what's your view on John Lumick, their creator? Do you think having a creator fits the Cybermen? And do you think that John Lumick is basically Davros? Well, I mean, the Cybermen I like. I like the way that they're portrayed in Series 2, but they are a bit too robotic, and that's a problem that I have with the Cybermen in the new series in general. Like, even the redesigned ones, like, they're too robotic. They're not human enough. I think Cybermen need that humanity connection, so they're really terrifying. Origin story handled really well. I mean, it was inspired by Spare Parts, so I mean, that's a great story, so you can't really go wrong with that. And in terms of John Lumick, I mean, it's Roger Lloyd Pack, who I really, really like. Obviously, it's Trigger from Only Fools and Horses. And I think the whole creator Davros sort of comparison thing, yeah, I can see that. I don't necessarily know if the Cybermen need that sort of thing. Well, I mean, they always interact with humanity, don't they? So I like the fact that they do have some sort of humanity character there. Even if he is an evil bastard, it is a human there. Would David Tennant still be one of your favourite Doctors if the End of Time didn't exist? I don't know. I think maybe his era has aged better or worse than I probably think it has. I don't really know, but I think definitely with the context of the End of Time, I definitely saw him differently. So who knows? You said something like The Hand of Fear was your favourite classic story, but it wasn't on your top 10. No, because that was the top 10 best. So in terms of like the best stories, in my opinion, they were on that list. Whereas I don't think Hand of Fear is one of the best stories. It's just my favourite. Here's some episodes that I like that you haven't spoken about yet. Could you briefly tell me opinions? Father's Day, Tooth and Claw, Impossible Planet, Family of Blood, Utopia, and Amy's Choice. Father's Day is brilliant. I think in the part 2 of the ranking video, the series, we talk about Father's Day a bit more, and it is really, really good. Tooth and Claw is just boring to me. I mean, how you fuck up a giant werewolf, I don't know, but they managed it. Well, no, that's making it sound like it's bad. It's not bad, it's just a bit. Impossible Planet, that is a great story. It's one of the best out of series 2. Family of Blood, that is brilliant. That is a really good story. Utopia, it's my favourite episode of series 3. Again, I think I mentioned it in the second part of the ranking video. Amy's Choice, we didn't talk about that actually, but that is a... We didn't talk about that actually, but that's actually a really, really underrated story, I think. If you could choose anyone to play the Master, who would it be? I don't really know. You need somebody who can pull off sinister and light-hearted and charm at the same time. You need a low-key type, and I'm not saying Tom Hiddleston, but you do need somebody like that. What are your views on Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter? Lord of the Rings, getting ready for this one, I haven't seen, so I have no opinion on them, and I'm not interested either. I've tried watching them, but I just can't get into them. Harry Potter, I sort of went off for ages, but then recently I sort of had a binge and watched quite a few of them, and they were quite good, to be fair. And I mean, I always used to read the books when I was a kid anyway. What do you think of the new Target novelizations that they've released recently? I'm not asked. I'm really not asked about them. I mean, they look nice and everything with the covers, but I'm not too fucking bothered. I mean, there's the City of Death one. I might get that. But I think that the stories that they've picked are a bit weird. Will you do a top 3 best and worst MCU movies? At some point, probably. Or favourite MCU superheroes? Well, that one I can answer now. You basically said it that aren't Iron Man, Thor, or Captain America. For me, my favourite one currently, I think, has got to be Doctor Strange or Black Panther. I just think they're really, really cool. Then again, I love Scarlet Witch too. I don't know. It's hard. I like them all. I like a lot of them. I like Ant-Man as well. Or a video that is theories for what will happen in Infinity War Part 2. That's probably something that we'll get to on the podcast, I reckon. Are you attending London Film and Comic Con this year? Fingers crossed, yes. I'm aiming to go on the Sunday because I want to meet Eccleston, Capaldi, and I think Paul McGann's there now as well, so I want to meet him too. I should have answered this sooner. Who will win the Champions League? Right, I'm not bullshitting here. I've got to be 100% honest, and I can tell you now, I have witnesses to this as well. We were in London and we were going to a pub to watch the Champions League final. We walked past a betting shop and I turned to my friend Maka and I said, I reckon I should go in there because I know for a fact it's going to be 3-1 Madrid. And he was like, rubbish, Liverpool are going to win. I was like, no, I should go in there. It's going to be 3-1 Madrid. We get to the pub, we're watching the match, and obviously Salah goes off and all that sort of stuff. And then Bale comes on, and I shit you not, I turned to my friend Maka again and I just went, I'm telling you now, Gareth Bale is going to be the difference in this match. Why didn't I put the fucking bet on? Why? So annoying because I could have won so much fucking money. Do you have any physical audio / big finishes? Yeah, they're lying about somewhere. I've got a few over there. Our bow tie's cool. Depends what you're wearing them with, but sure. If someone who knew the future pointed out a child to you and told you that that child would grow up totally evil, to be a ruthless dictator who would destroy millions of lives, could you then kill that child? I think the answer to that is, do I have the right? If you could take any Doctor Who episode but change the Doctor, which would it be? I'd choose the Sea Devils but with Capaldi. That's actually a pretty interesting question. I'd take Eccleston and put him in Utopia because I think it would mean a lot more to his Doctor than it did the Tennant Doctor, and I reckon Eccleston could have really done something special with that. That would have been really cool. I know you said that you were just kidding here, but I need to mention this. Would you like Caves of Androzani but with the actors from Class? No, I don't think anybody would want that. What's your favourite Doctor Who story that features the Master? Also, which incarnation is your favourite? Well, to answer the second point first, my favourite is Roger Delgado. But in terms of favourite Master story, I don't know, because I like quite a few of them. I mean, you guys should know by now that I love Logopolis, because, I mean, it's Tom's last story and I love Tom. But I mean, I love a lot of the Pertwee ones. I mean, the Sea Devils... it's probably the Sea Devils thinking about it. What are your thoughts on these sitcoms? Dad's Army, it's alright. Porridge, I really do like that one. Steptoe and Son, Haven't seen it. The Young Ones, haven't seen that either. The Vicar of Dibley, oh, I spent many a time watching that growing up. That I really enjoyed that. Open All Hours, pretty good as well. Bottom, never even heard of it, I don't think. Yes Minister, not seen that. The Good Life, seen bits, it's okay. The Green Grass, it's alright, but it's not as good as Only Fools. Sanford and Son, not seen that. Still Open All Hours, it's alright. Rock and Chips, I was gutted that John Sullivan died and we didn't get much more of that, because I really enjoyed Rock and Chips. I was very surprised that James Buckley was decent as Del Boy as well. Who would win in a fight? Theresa May on LSD or Susan Boyle using the medium of dance? To be honest, I don't care who would win that fight. I think we're all winners just for being able to think of that mental image. So, Jake O'Neill, that is a mental image that I will never get out of my head. And everybody watching this video, I hope it sticks with you for life as well. I'm probably going Boyle though. Do you love Star Trek? I wouldn't say I love it. I mean, it's okay. I'm not really a massive fan. I've never really been a Trekkie. I've always been sort of like a Star Wars guy. So, favourite Doctor Who costume? Well, it's got to be, apart from Tom's. Fuck! Apart from Tom's, I really like Matt's purple tweed. I really like that one, the 7B one. That's really cool. I like Collins as well. I can't even lie. I mean, it's probably ironically, but I just do. But Pertwee's is sick as well. Yeah, one of them three. Being a Man United fan, who did you want to win the Champions League final? I don't know. Because on the one hand, an English club, you want them to win it because it's sort of just like, well, they're representing the UK. But on the other hand, it's Liverpool, innit? And I don't want them to succeed because the Scousers would be fucking on it like that, saying, well, what have you won this season? So, yeah, I'm glad they didn't win. I mean, Real Madrid, I've always admired Real Madrid. I mean, you can't not, really, because they're just one of the biggest clubs on the planet. So, I don't know. Yeah, I was torn. I wasn't really too fussed who won, but I think I would have preferred Madrid. Makes me a terrible Englishman, and I'm wearing this. What's your opinion on Infinity War? I fucking loved it. I didn't think everything about it was perfect, but you know, it definitely had some missteps. It's definitely going to be predictable slightly based on the end, what's going to happen next. But no, it was a really good film. I really enjoyed it. It surprised me in a lot of ways in the sense that I didn't think they could pull it off as good as they did, but they did. Why are you ginger? I'll just let my girl Lady Gaga answer that. Are you thinking about expanding your channel into more comic book and comic book movie topics? Yeah, definitely. I really wanted this channel to start off with to be about a variety of things, not just Doctor Who, which I know a lot of people watch my channel for. So it was never strictly going to be like a Doctor Who channel or a Marvel channel or a Star Wars channel. It was always going to be about a variety of different stuff. So hopefully I can expand a bit more and do different things, really. Are you going to do a review of Infinity War? I mean, I kind of did a minute ago. That's sort of the closest I'm going to get. What is your favourite / worst MCU and DC movie? Worst MCU has got to be The Incredible Hulk, and best, I know I said The Avengers is my favourite before, but I think the best has got to be Winter Soldier. In terms of DC, I don't know if you mean their expanded universe or DC in general. In terms of the DC universe, I'll answer that. In terms of the worst one, I think it's probably Suicide Squad. For me, the best one's Man of Steel. I've got to admit, I really do like Man of Steel. What made you want to do YouTube? I knew that I had a lot of different opinions, and I knew that there were other channels that were similar to what I would end up doing, and I just thought, might give it a go. Plain and simply, because I knew that there was people saying certain things, and I just knew that I kind of agree with that, but I think this, and you know what, I think this, and I think there were some opinions that I have where they've been controversial, but I think it's good that you hear opinions from all sorts of different people, so you don't tend to hear a variety of different opinions now. It's sort of a big echo chamber between certain groups of YouTubers, and I'm not naming names, I'm not being specific here. I do genuinely think that there is sort of like an echo chamber of these sorts of people, so I just want to be the wild card, I guess. Do you watch the MCU TV shows and Netflix shows, and if so, which is your favourite? I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've never really been interested in that. But yeah, the Netflix shows, yes, I do watch. I've not caught up. I mean, the last one that I watched was The Defenders. I've not caught up with The Punisher or Jessica Jones Series 2, but I mean, I probably am going to watch them, and Luke Cage Series 2 is coming out soon. I'm really looking forward to that, so yeah, I do like them. Based on what I've seen thus far, obviously I haven't seen the second season yet, but my favourite so far is Jessica Jones. I thought thought that was a brilliant first season. Hopefully it doesn't go shit in the second. Please tell me it doesn't. What's the worst pun you've heard? My friend crashed his car, but at least he got some fruit, but he doesn't avocado. I don't even think I said that right. What's the one show you'll never admit to liking but enjoy quite a bit? Well, I'm never going to admit it, obviously. No, when I was growing up, I always used to like the Powerpuff Girls. I always thought it was fun. I mean, it's a superhero show about superheroes fighting a talking monkey and the transsexual devil, so it's fucking mental. How do you want the Doctor's personality to be with the 13th Doctor if the BBC let you choose? I don't really know. Personality-wise, it's all pretty much been done, hasn't it? I mean, we've had angry, dark Doctors, we've had sort of light-hearted, childish Doctors, we've had alien Doctors. I mean, I always want the Doctor to be a bit alien. I really don't know. Like I say, I'd always prefer a more vulnerable Doctor and seeing a Doctor that loses more and how the Doctor has to deal with that, but whatever direction they're going to take Jodie, I mean, as long as it's good, I'm not bothered. What's your favourite Tarantino film? Pulp Fiction. What are your thoughts on Aliens of London World War III and Boomtown? Personally, I feel they are really underrated, and I also quite like Slitheen as Doctor Who villains. Not saying they're amazing or anything, but I feel they're decent. I do enjoy those stories. Again, I think I do mention these in the second part of the ranking video. I think everyone sort of looks at it and goes, oh, it's farting aliens, but it's so much more than that. And I think that's what people need to realise. The actual stories are great. If you take away the whole all the time, there's stuff to enjoy. Where does Infinity War rank in your favourite superhero movies? Ooh, I think top 5, definitely. Can you call out my channel? I'm currently making a Dr. James Bond fan film. You know, I'll screenshot, I'll put it here so people can see. Who would you consider United signing in the summer to strengthen the squad for next season? Well, thus far, at the time of recording this, we've already signed that Diogo Dalot, or Dalot, and also Fred. Obviously, we're linked with loads of other people. I think Toby Alderweireld, I think that's how you say his name, from Tottenham. Alexandro, who again we're linked with, and I would take Bale as well. It all depends on how much United are going to spend, but I think those 3 players on top of the 2 that we've already signed, I think are going to be a massive help. Whether or not all of them or any of them happen, I don't know, but they're personally ones that I'd like to see next year. And I hope we don't lose Martial. I really hope we don't lose Martial. What's your opinion on Black Lightning if you've watched it? I've not watched it yet. I've really not been arsed with the CW DC shows as of late. I've not caught up with Arrow, The Flash, Legends, Supergirl I gave up on a while ago. They've all gone to shit this year, so I've not really been motivated to watch any of them. I'm sure Black Lightning is good. If you enjoy it, great. I'll probably catch up at some point, but right now, not fucking interested. Do you collect Doctor Who figures? If you don't, would you like to? I have done in the past. Typically now what I do is I just get ones that I like. Before I used to try and get all of them, but I don't really do it as much now. If you could buy any car in the world, what would it be? Please don't say Lamborghini, because I'm tired of hearing everybody say that their dream car is a Lamborghini. They don't seem to realise that there are other cars in the world. Do you know what? I fucking agree with that. I love a Lamborghini, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like Lamborghinis or Ferraris or Maseratis or any of these super or hypercars, you can't fucking drive them, or if you do, there's no point. They can't get over speed bumps, you can't put your shopping in them, and you can only go up to 70 miles an hour. So unless you're a multi-millionaire and can afford track days or your own fucking racetrack, what's the fucking point? I mean, they're very pretty, but that's about it. But my favourite car, my dream car, has and always will probably be the Ford Capri. It's just my favourite car ever. However, I also like the Ford Mustang as well, the 69 Shelby Bullet Mustang. That's a great car. What is your answer to the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? 42. What do you like doing in your spare time away from YouTube and TV/films? Playing on the PlayStation, going out to the pub, playing Yu-Gi-Oh, playing Pokemon, all that sort of stuff. That's kind of the stuff that I do. Oh, I'm watching football as well. Opinions on the War Games, Sharda, Impossible Planet, Satan Pit, and Flatline. I mentioned Impossible Planet before. Great story, I love that. Flatline, everyone seems to love it. I really don't. I just don't like that Clara is just so... yeah, I hate Clara, so that's probably one reason why I really don't like Flatline. Sharda's good. It is really good. It's a shame that we didn't get the full production made. I mean, if we had... I don't know if Sharda would be as legendary as it is now. It might just be another run-of-the-mill generic Tom Baker story from that era, but who knows? The War Games is really long, but it's enjoyable. I do need a break watching it though. I sort of get to like part 5 and I'm like, right, okay, I just need to just nip out for a bit and just get my head together. But it's a good story. It's a great way to centre out and off. What's your favourite mainline X-Men film and why? So when you say mainline, I'm assuming you mean the actual X-Men movies and not like Logan or Deadpool or something. Because if it was, it probably would be either Logan or Deadpool. But in terms of the mainline ones, Days of Future Past, that's my favourite one. I really enjoyed that one a lot. So yeah, more of that please. Although Fox are going to Disney, so what would be your requirements for Avengers 4 to make it the ultimate Marvel movie? I don't think it does need to be the ultimate Marvel movie. I think you just need to end the story and do things in an interesting way, because there's a lot of stuff that will be predictable. It's fairly obvious that certain characters may or may not be around in the future, the way it's left. But just do like a satisfying conclusion. Just do an ending to this phase of the Marvel Universe thus far that everybody can enjoy. Don't worry about necessarily being like the biggest movie or the grandest movie. Just tell the best fucking story that you can. Would you do any football related content? Yes. I've got a World Cup video talking about England and the squad and our chances in the World Cup and that sort of thing. And definitely in the future I will think about doing more football content, because I think the more and more, like I said before, I do want to do a variety on my channel. So if people want football content, because I know there's going to be people out there such as myself who do like all the nerdy shit, but they do like football as well. What recording equipment do you use? I have the camera that I'm filming on now is a Canon G7X Mark II. I have a Panasonic 4K camcorder, and that's it. I don't use microphones, I just use the camera audio. Oh, I also have a tripod over there, and I also have a lamp. That's about it. Where's your Irish family from, as you've mentioned that you are half Irish? Westport in County Mayo. In your podcast, will you have any of the Lords of Gallifrey podcast team? I don't know who they are, to be honest. Which one do you think is the best and worst one out of Totodile, Chikorita, Cyndaquil or Rowlet? They are always watching behind and above you. Yep, there they are. They're up there. You can't see them at the minute, but best one's Chikorita, because that's my favourite Pokemon ever. Worst one, I'm gonna have to say Totodile, and the reason why I'm saying Totodile is not because of Totodile itself, it's because of Totodile's evolution line. I hate the final evolution. What did you have for lunch? Describe it in the most intense way. I had some fucking ravioli. I can't do intense. That's as intense as I'm probably going to get. Thoughts on Caves of Androzani? Well, I did rank it as my personal best Doctor Who story of the classic era, so yeah, I like it. Thoughts on Eccleston's Doctor? Really, really, really good. I wish he stuck around, but I don't really blame him for leaving. Rip Hunter, Rory Williams, or the Vicar from Broadchurch? I've got to go with Rip Hunter, because he sort of reminds me of the Doctor, and he also hangs around with superheroes. That's pretty fucking cool. Are you doing a ranking of the new series? Yes. Part 1 is already up. Part 2 will be out soon, if it's not already up. What kind of documentaries are you planning to do, if you can tell us anything? It's not a serious documentary. It's going to be like a piss take one, talking about do I want to say what it's about yet? All I'm going to say is that they're definitely Doctor Who related, initially anyway. The first 2 that I've got planned are going to be Doctor Who related. Beyond that, I don't know. But like I say, the piss takes, they're not serious. Do you watch Gotham? No, I really couldn't get into it. I mean, if you like it, fine, but I've never really been interested. When did you first get into Doctor Who? When I first watched it. I'm being an arse. I'll be back when it came back in 2005 with Eccleston. I didn't really know what it was, but I watched it and I loved it. How do you make the perfect cup of tea? I don't really know. I'm not really a tea or coffee drinker. I'm not a massive fan of hot drinks, so I'm not really the guy that you need to ask. Have you seen Benidorm or Friday Night Dinner? If so, what do you think of them? Benidorm, I used to love, but it's really gone downhill since the Garveys left. I don't think it's been the same since they went. Friday Night Dinner, oh my god. Funny you should mention this, because I've been watching it in the last few weeks. I'd seen an odd episode, but I never really sort of sat down and watched it. Me and my family, we've been in hysterics. It is so fucking funny. Favourite Netflix show? Probably Jessica Jones or Daredevil or any of the Marvel stuff. I don't really have Netflix anymore, so it's not I don't have Netflix anymore, so I can't really tell you. Do you believe if Jodie Whittaker can't pull in the viewing figures that Doctor Who needs, the show will be cancelled? Yeah, pretty much. I think this has been a long time coming. I don't think this is just because everybody sexist or the gender switch didn't work or anything like that. I think Doctor Who has been going down the pan for the last few years. As much as I love Capaldi, his era's shit. I don't know, I think it does need another break, to be honest. If this series is great, no worries. If not, yeah, get rid. Are you political? If so, are you affiliated with any political party? Well, like I said before, you should sort of pick the party each election based on what policies you agree with, not like a football team. Like, you shouldn't just say, well, I'm Labour, so I'm Labour for life. I don't agree with that. I think you can constantly change your political views. I mean, one election you can vote Tory, the next you can vote Labour, one after that you can vote Monster Raven Looney Party. I don't think it really matters. Do you think you will ever do a Patreon exclusive podcast? Funny you should mention that. Originally the idea was that I would upload clips of the podcast on my channel and then the full thing would be on Patreon. Now I don't think I should do that. I'm not really too sure what I'm going to do. I will probably do some sort of Patreon exclusive one at some point though, as well as other videos. I need to sort of figure it out because at the minute it's the logistics of doing the YouTube videos and other stuff. Usually I was going to upload videos on Patreon first, but by the time I've actually made the videos and edited them, they're going up anyway, so I don't really know. We'll have to see. Pizza or burger? I don't know, because they're both very versatile. Because burger, you don't have to have beef. You can have chicken, you could have turkey, you could have just halloumi. I don't know, because my mate Brandon, he had a halloumi burger the other day. You have veggie burgers, I don't know, but pizza's also very versatile. I'll have a pizza burger, that's what I'll have. Do you like the new Doctor's costume? I absolutely loathe it. I'm not a massive fan myself, to be honest. I actually thought it was a joke when I first saw it. Like, I was tagged in it and I thought, oh, this is like some Next advert, is it? Oh, that's actually it. Oh, that's bad. Then again, for anyone who's going to say, well, you just liked it. I didn't like Capaldi's at first either. I really, really didn't like Capaldi's, and for Halloween last year, I went as Capaldi, so opinions can change, but right now, no, I don't like it. I think we just need to see it in action first. It might grow on me. I have no idea. Do you have a DVD collection? If so, can you show us? I need to find my fucking DVDs because they're all over the place and I swear I've lost some, but if I can find them all and put them in like one place, I'll probably do it. Do you like Family Guy? And if so, who's your favourite character? Love Family Guy. Stewie's got to be my favourite without question. What do you think the next Avengers film will be called? I think it'll be called whatever they end up calling the fourth Avengers movie, to be honest. How would you briefly do the next Avengers film? I mean, I wouldn't do it briefly. I'd take my time on it and make sure it's pretty good. I'm an arse. No, like I said before, just sort of focus on making a good movie. Don't worry about spectacle and, you know, trying to be this big thing. Just do the best movie that you can. If you could choose one Doctor to come back for another series, who would it be? It's got to be Paul McGann, because he didn't get a fair crack of the whip. Which two species from Doctor Who would you want to see in a battle? We've already seen it, but I want to see Daleks and Cybermen again, and done fucking properly this time. I'm sick of the Daleks just wiping out the Cybermen like they're just nothing. Like, they need to put up a fight. I want a war. Haven't seen anyone ask this. How are you? Oh, what a nice question. I'm alright. Cheers. Hope you're good too. What are your opinions on Season 18 and the E-Space trilogy, in particular Full Circle? I love Season 18, except for The Leisure Hive. I don't like that. I like everything else, though. The E-Space trilogy I really like, but my personal favourite part is actually State of Decay. Yeah. I can tell that people are going to be thinking, really? But no, that's the one I prefer the most. Which era do you think is more flawed, Smith's or Capaldi's? It's Capaldi's without a shadow of a doubt. Matt Smith at least had one good series. Capaldi didn't. What's your opinion on Doctor Who products that are unrelated to Series 11 having the new logo on them, like the new Big Finish releases? I know that the Blu-rays did of Season 12 and whatnot, but I didn't realise that Big Finish have got the new logo. I don't know if I like that, if I'm being totally honest. I think you should, well, I mean, they've always sort of done it, but I like that sort of Pertwee logo, the blue one. Stick with that if you're doing classic series stuff. New series stuff, stick with the new one, the new logo, that's fine, but don't put the new logo on everything. They've done that over the last few years with previous logos, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. As I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm aware you're a Man United fan, what's your opinion on Salah, and do you think he's better than Pogba? Well, first and foremost, you can't really compare the two, because Salah and Pogba don't play in the same position. That's like saying who's better, David De Gea or Roberto Firmino. They don't play in the same position. I do like Salah. He's definitely good. Whether he can replicate his form next season, we'll have to wait and see. But Pogba's been mint. Like, people give Pogba a hard time, and I'm not just being a deluded fan here. Pogba has come up with the goods in quite a few moments, in quite a few big games as well, so yeah, Pogba's alright, but Salah's decent. Which series do you prefer, Series 7 or Series 8 of New Who? I prefer Series 7, as I said in my ranking video recently. If you haven't seen it, go on, check it out. Season 18 or Season 19? Oh, do you know what? I've got to say Season 19, just because there's nothing in Season 18 that's better than Earthshock. I'm gonna have to go with that, aren't I? Yeah, Davison's first one. However, I will say, I fucking loathe Castrovalva, and I'm not a fan of Forta Doomsday. Do you read any Doctor Who expanded universe? If so, what's your favourite? I mean, the Virgin New Adventures, would they count? Because I quite like Lung Barrow and stuff like that. Do you read any graphic novels, Marvel, DC? If so, what's your favourite? Yeah, I do. My favourite actual series that I've been reading for a while, well, again, from my childhood, is the Ultimate Spider-Man series, like when it starts off with Peter Parker and then eventually goes into Miles Morales. I'm going to get some Venom stuff, there's some Deadpool stuff that I want to get, there's a few Avengers stuff that I'm looking at as well. But in terms of DC, I mean, there's the Dark Knight Returns, I've got Green Arrow Year 1 that I'm looking forward to reading, Justice League, the New 52, I really enjoyed it, some people didn't. The Flashpoint Paradox, that's a great one. I've got quite a few Flash comics that I need to read. They're some of the main ones that I'm reading at the minute, but there is some really, really good ones. What subjects did you take in school? I took history for some fucking reason, I don't know why. Graphic design, CIDA, which was Certificate in Digital Application. It was like this IT course. What was the other thing I took? Oh yeah, food. Yeah, food tech, because that was the thing. If you wanted to take graphic design, you had to take food tech as well, and if you wanted to do like DT, you had to do textiles as well. Food, I ended up doing cooking. I was rubbish at it. But yeah, graphics I was great at. CIDA I really enjoyed as well. History, oh my god, why did I take it? Should Jose Mourinho be fired? Absolutely not. He needs another season. I mean, if he has a crap season next season, then maybe he should go, but at the minute, no. I'm perfectly happy with Mourinho, to be honest. What are your opinions on The Greatest Show in the Galaxy and The Happiness Patrol? They are two of my personal favourites. Greatest Show in the Galaxy and The Happiness Patrol I quite enjoy. I wouldn't say I love them though. Out of all the upcoming movies this year, what three are you looking forward to the most? Venom. That's got to be up there. I'm really looking forward to that. Aquaman, I'm quite excited to see what they're going to do there. And do you know what? I've got to say this. After the trailer, Bumblebee. I'm really curious to see the Bumblebee movie now. If you were to create a horror movie featuring a villain/monster from Doctor Who, what would the monster be and what would the movie be like? Well, I mean, if I was doing it, the movie would be fucking terrible. But I mean, if it meant I could go all out and do something proper that you couldn't really do in Doctor Who, it's got to be the Cybermen, hasn't it? Because the body horror from that alone would just be terrifying. Marvel or DC? Both, because I don't choose. I enjoy both. I accept that both have flaws, both have great things about them. I'm not choosing because I can't. You can love both. Are you excited for the Car Share series finale next bank holiday? Well, obviously this was a while ago. I saw it. It was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't as good as the Safari Park episode with the monkey, but yeah, it was a good way to end it. How did the collab with Ace Creeper come to be, and do you plan to collab with other channels and open to offers? Yes, I do plan to collaborate with other people. In terms of the podcast that we're doing, I've already spoken to a few people, and there's a few other people that I'm going to speak to, and hopefully I can get them involved with as well. I'm always open to offers, and that's kind of how the thing with Ace Creeper came about. If you haven't seen it, it's for his Day of the Doctor review. I have a brief cameo doing an impression of Tom. Yeah, plain and simply, he asked, and it was feasible for me to record like a quick skit and just do it. And you know, if anybody wants to do anything, if it's feasible for me and I can do it and I have the time and whatnot, or people could come to me or I could go to them, and you know, there's a lot of factors, but if it works and people ask and they're nice about it and whatnot, then yeah, I'm open to offers from anybody. What Marvel movies should be in Phase 4? What movies do we have in Phase 4? I mean, so far we've got Spider-Man 2. I don't think there's any more after that. I could be wrong. There might be something. Oh, there's that Black Widow movie, I think. I don't know. I mean, I want to see more Doctor Strange. I want to see more Black Panther. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind another Thor movie after Ragnarok. Have you ever listened to Big Finish? And if so, what's your favourite range that they produce? My favourite range is the Doctor Who range, and yes, I do listen to Big Finish. What's your guilty pleasure Doctor Who stories from each Doctor? I don't really feel guilty about liking any of the stories, to be honest. There's no story where I'm just like, I cannot believe that I like this. Although I think the main one would be Love and Monsters. But that's about it. All the others, I can't say I feel guilty about them. Have you heard of the Doctor Who New Adventures / Missing Adventures from 1991 to 97? Yeah, I've read a few of them as well. They're pretty good. What's your favourite classic series DVD release? Ooh, that is a good one. I quite like The Trial of a Time Lord, actually, just because of how much stuff is on there. I mean, I know it's technically like 4 DVDs, but it was really insightful to the Colin Baker era as well. So yeah, that one I really enjoyed for the special features, but in terms of the stories, ugh. If you could go back in time and watch any Doctor Who episode / story on initial broadcast, which one would it be? An Unearthly Child. Go back to the very beginning just to see. No, and speaking of, have you seen An Unearthly Child and what did you think of it? First episode is really good. The rest of it's a bit shit. No. No, it's not shit. It's just not great. What do you think of the current management of Lucasfilm? Baiting me into the old Kathleen Kennedy rant, I see. It's really not good. I mean, Star Wars is really going down the pan really quickly as well. They need a change up. I don't know who's to blame. I don't know if it is Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know if it's other people, but something needs to change. Have you ever been to the USA before, and if not, where would you want to go? No, I've only ever been to Spain. That's the only other like foreign country that I've been to. But yeah, I would like to go to America. I've always wanted to go to LA and New York, which I guess are sort of the standard places to go in America. Is the podcast going to be on your YouTube channel, or is it going to be separate? Please let me know. It's going to be on the channel. Like I mentioned before, I was thinking of uploading clips and then having the podcast on Patreon, but no, it's definitely going to be on the YouTube channel. Would you ever do ranking videos for the MCU movies, Arrowverse, or New Who? New Who I'm currently doing, part 2 should be up soon, or already has been. The MCU movies, that's one that I'll definitely do. In terms of the Arrowverse seasons, yeah, that's maybe another one as well. Favourite movies or movie franchises? I mean, the Dark Knight trilogy is great, the MCU is great, Star Wars, the original trilogy is great, and there's a few other franchises here and there, but I can't really think of them off the top of my head. Favourite comedy TV show? Only Fools and Horses. Favourite story from each Doctor? I've done a video of that, each Doctor's best story, or something along those lines. So I have done that, so go and check that out. What advice would you give to the makers of Star Wars Episode 9? I assume that's 9. I can't read Roman numerals, but I'm assuming it's a 9. Don't do a repeat of The Last Jedi, please. Would you like to see a new regeneration effect for Doctor Who? Yes, I would, actually. I think it is very overused now. I think because of the amount of times that there's been like fake regenerations, or there's been other Time Lords regenerating, it's just a bit like, can we get to something else? Like in the classic series of Doctor Who, there was always something different. There was always a new sort of style to regenerate with. And even though continuity-wise it does make sense to have just one, I like seeing a variety. Depending on how the Time Lord died, for example. Maybe how they were killed affects how they regenerate. That could be something. I don't know. What did you think of the Legends of Tomorrow finale? Not caught up. Not at all. I'm not fucking interested. I got up to the Constantine episode where he comes back, like properly, because I know there was like a cliffhanger, but then I watched the next episode and I got halfway through it and I was just like, this is shit. I'm not interested.